the world's most amazing videos. Tampa, Florida. A lowrider convention kicks into high gear, and the place is jumping. The bigger the bounce, the better the score. Drivers stand close to their vehicles, maneuvering by remote control. But these cars and trucks are not designed for this kind of pounding. One bad bounce can lead to disaster. Glenn Strickland hopes his pickup truck flies highest of all. He flips the switch and collapses in agony.
I just heard an explosion, seen a silver blur, something coming at my face. When I hit the ground, I just kind of rolled over, trying to figure out what had happened. I just heard a bunch of screaming and yelling and people running around.
Watch again. A tire explodes and breaks apart, sending the jagged steel rim flying at Glenn's face. He has no time to react.
The rim looked like a saw blade where it broke apart at real jagged edges. I could taste the blood in my mouth where my gums and my cheek had been split open.
It was a freak accident. Glenn knows it could have been worse.
Every now and then I go back and watch the tape. I'm just reminded I was very lucky that day. I could have been killed.
Oslo, Norway. Base jumpers leap from a 37-story skyscraper, thrilling a crowd of spectators. A jumper takes the plunge. The crowd cheers, but they celebrate too soon. A sudden gust of wind grabs the chute. The jumper fights for control. But his line catches on a lamppost and he's slammed to the ground. The pole hurls him backwards, hammering his head and torso into the concrete. The jumper punctures a lung and suffers serious head and neck injuries. It's a punishing price to pay for a 15-second thrill. Heber, Utah. The aftermath of a highway accident. Kevin Garbwall's truck is overturned, but he got out unharmed. State troopers keep an eye on passing traffic as he goes back into the truck to get his registration. They don't notice what's speeding toward them from the other direction. The officers run for their lives as a van and trailer crash through the snow and smash into Kevin's truck. Kevin is still inside.
You know, I had just sent that kid back in there to get his stuff, and one of my biggest fears in this whole thing is that we had actually injured that kid.
The cops are relieved to see Kevin walk out, holding his vehicle registration. He's in shock, but he's survived a second collision.
I didn't know really what to do. I was a little scared and frightened, because I didn't know whether I was going to make it out of it.
There are 8 people in the van, all members of a rock band. None is hurt seriously after a surprise appearance that could have cost them their lives. northern France. A commuter train blazes after colliding with a truck. Firefighters approach. What they don't know is that the truck is loaded with propane. Then, without warning, the gas tanks explode. The flames and heat are so intense, firemen can't get close. When the explosions subside, they move in to douse the flames. They step cautiously. Unexploded gas canisters are scattered along the track. Finally, the rescuers enter the train, fearing they'll find dozens of burned bodies inside. Amazingly, the train is empty. All the passengers escaped only seconds before the train erupted in a fireball. Charred seats and melted steel are the only reminders of the hellfires that nearly killed hundreds.